I've received multiple requests on how to winterize an RV using just compressed air. So I'm making this video to explain why, as an RV tech, I will not use just compressed air to winterize my customers' RVs. So I'm hoping this video helps people who are researching this topic avoid those issues like broken toilet valves, shower faucets, on-demand water heaters when they open their RV back up in the spring. But if you are looking to learn how to winterize your RV with antifreeze or a combination of antifreeze and compressed air, I have videos on both of those subjects. You'll find the RV winterization playlist linked below. You can check it out and learn more. All right, for starters, let's address the people who are going to say, I've been winterizing my RV for the past 20 years with just compressed air, and it gets down to -20 and I've never had an issue. I believe you have not had an issue with your RV, but just know when you're giving that advice to other RVers that not all RVs are built the same, and you're giving advice that's going to cause them to have issues with things breaking, such as faucets, toilet valves, on-demand water heaters. Those toilet valves. I replace so many toilet valves every spring. All RVs are built differently. One RV might have a heated enclosed underbelly, while the next RV has their holding tanks and water lines exposed underneath of the RV. What works for one RV stored in one part of the country might not work for another RV stored in another part of the country. All right, I got some examples to show you, and this is what happens when you winterize with just compressed air. Is you're dropping pieces, you're taking the water, you're blowing it through, and gravity takes effect after you're done. Those little droplets settle back down by the seal area and break things. Like this is a toilet valve. Water comes into this side. This area here is where water goes up to the toilet. If water settles back down, it'll freeze and break right down there. You can see some stress cracks right by the piece right here in the center. Really hard to see, but if you put water in there, it's going to drip. And the next example, this is a shower faucet. Water goes in to these sides, water goes out on this one, and when you winterize and blow your air through it, water settles back down through the hose that comes into the shower faucet, settles in this area in the center, which is your mixing vessel, and this area will get little fine cracks inside of it and leak and drip. Sometimes it'll leak and drip when the water is turned on. Sometimes it doesn't leak and drip until you open your faucet knobs itself and puts water pressure to the center section. Now I get it. The reason people want to winterize their RV with just compressed air is because they say they don't like the taste of the antifreeze after it sat in the lines all winter and they de-winterize it in the spring. Now a method I have heard of, now I have not tried this, so I don't know if it works or not. If you go through the full process, winterize your RV with antifreeze through the lines, then immediately blow it out with air afterwards. And the theory with that is any droplets left inside of those lines that settle will be droplets of antifreeze, which will not freeze and break things. Now, if you want to try this with your personal RV, you'll want to do some more research on it because I don't know the exact specifics on it or if it works or not. Now, as an RV tech, I will not try that method, a test method, I guess I'd call it, because if I try that and my customers' RVs break, I guarantee my work, I will be spending all summer fixing their RVs on water lines and leaks and things that creep up inside their RVs, and I would lose the trust of my customers, plus that would put me out of business. Now I'm sure I'm at the point in the video that people that don't believe me, they're either going to tune out or the comments will start rolling in saying you're a liar, that doesn't happen, you don't need antifreeze, it's a gimmick, blah, 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 blah. I get it. I'll read the comments and I might respond to you, might not. But the things I see on customers' RVs that were not winterized properly, as in winterized just with compressed air, and the list of things that are broken is quite long, so let me grab my notes. Now, if I have pictures of these issues, I'll pop them up on the screen. I'm talking just about people who winterize their RV with just compressed air, not people who didn't winterize at all or completely messed up the antifreeze system. I'm talking just about the compressed air people here. That's what the video is about. Now, as I mentioned earlier, toilet valves. Those are the most popular thing that breaks when the RV is winterized with just compressed air. Those little droplets settle inside the bottom of that valve. It's a little tiny piece. All it takes is a little bit of water, a couple specks. It'll crack that toilet valve inside there. The same thing happens on your faucets for your kitchen sinks, bathroom sinks, shower faucets, or even your outdoor sprayer faucets as well. There's little tiny valves in there and seals, and all it takes is a droplet of water to split that seal open or crack a piece of plastic and water drips out of it. Now I see this all the time when I'm in Texas because people come down there in early spring for the rodeo. It's not freezing in Texas, but it probably froze where the RV was at. They say, well, I just have to get by for the next month. I'll blow it out. I'll take it down to the rodeo. Then we'll hook up the water and we'll go to the rodeo. And I know when a rodeo starts, I have to stock up on toilet valves and plumbing fittings because I've become the RV plumber around the RV park, fixing all these parts and pieces that were not winterized properly because they just use compressed air. Now, one of the most expensive things I see is your tankless water heaters. People are used to the tanked water heaters before. It takes a lot more to freeze and break that big tank because they would have drained the water out of it. But if they blew out the water in a tankless water heater, there's a spiral coil inside of that, and water settles back down that spiral coil to the bottom by a little spot, maybe a flow sensor valve or a bottom of a copper line or something like that, cracks and breaks it. When that center section breaks, you're replacing the whole water heater. Now I know at this point, people are going to say, you don't have to replace it, you can patch it. I've been soldering copper my whole life. I can do it for 20 bucks. Well, that's fine if you want to try it as an RV owner, but as an RV tech, I'm going to do the job properly and replace the water heater, so I'm not going back for a water leak, or the customer's not going to have water damage from a water leak that they can't see over time. Now, the other areas that break would be things like the PEX water lines. That's running all the way through the RV, supplying water from the front to the back. You get a low section in there, usually by a fitting area, and water will settle there. Yes, there are low point drains that should drain the system out, but if there's a belly before the low point drain, water settles in that belly area. Water pumps that supply water to the RV, those have little fragile pieces by the pressure valves and where the pumps pump water. Those things will break because, if you didn't know this, when you're blowing your RV out with compressed air, you're blowing through the pressure side of things. You're not blowing air backwards to that water pump. Yes, people take the strainer off the pump, but that doesn't get the water out of the pump itself. And if you have one of those RVs with the Nautilus panels, or even some of those RVs have all the little valves and switching from like water heater bypass or tank fill, water can settle in those valves. And even the manufacturers of those valving systems will say to blow air through those valving systems first, and then put antifreeze into them and turn the valves. There's a whole sequence to do those properly. People mess that up quite often, even with antifreeze. But compressed air really leaves a lot of water droplets in there, and those are time consuming and pricey to replace. Now there's something else I just thought of that I want to address. I'm making this video for the people who are researching this topic and trying to figure out what to do to winterize their RV. Now yes, there'll be people watching this video who are very highly mechanically inclined. They know how every water line is ran through the RV, how long they are, how much water flow rates, and all those things happen in their RV. And the things you know about your RV, maybe you can blow it out and you make it work because you have a specific scientific experiment you've done and it made it work. But the average RVer who's watching this, they don't have that knowledge to know how the RV is built or your high-level mechanical skill set. So telling them to just blow it out with air is going to cost them a lot of money. And for the new people out there watching, the sure way to winterize your RV is running antifreeze through all the lines so you don't freeze and break something. If you want to know how to do that, I do have those two videos. One's with winterizing with just antifreeze. The other one's a combination of compressed air and antifreeze. And remember, those videos are linked in the RV winterization playlist down below. And both of those videos come with a checklist you can customize and print off to use on your RV. And if you did mess up and break something on your RV, that's okay. You can find a certified tech near you on a tech locator that I'll link below as well. And I hope this video helped answer your questions if you should winterize your RV using just compressed air. Thanks for watching.